Good evening, folks. You join me again on the CRF300L. Gonna go out for a little ride, find some more lanes. Join me after the intro and we'll get into it. So this is a byway open to all traffic, should any of you be wondering. I recently joined Glass, and it gives you an up-to-date map of everything that is and isn't legal. So I'm still in the process of piecing together loads of lanes in and amongst the area that I know and love. Just didn't know that these existed, like this one. Pretty cool, eh? All these rocks are slippy. It looks pretty different from this way around. These are lovely little bikes for this, you know. They don't weigh anything, so it doesn't really take a great deal of effort. That's nice and easy, that, dead easy. The suspension on this bike is far too soft, but it still manages, even carrying my big lump. But watch this, even under its own weight, so it's on the side stand, watch how much it drops. Even taking it off the stand, look at that. That's just its own weight. So I think if you were to treat yourself to one, I'd love one of these actually. You would need to think about upgrading the suspension. Sounds nice, but it's not too bad actually. It goes quite well. He's still pulling lovely up in 6th. It's not at all noisy, so you're not antisocial at all. It's got a nice little pop to it when you're low down in the rev range. But as I said, you know, if you want to go quietly through a village, no problem. You're not going to upset anybody. It's got, yeah, listen. Not offensive at all. Compress those forks and they'll jump over anything. Tell you something, it feels a lot different when you're doing this trail on a bike that weighs half of what you're used to. And it also helps you do like things that you wouldn't necessarily do on the big ones, because it's a lot more forgiving on this. Jumps lovely. Just compress those pegs. Bit of gas, up she comes. So that one is from Beeley Moor down to Chatsworth. Perfectly legal, perfectly open. Just behave. Don't go nuts on it. Be kind, be courteous. Be quiet if you have to. I think the more we all behave like that on these kind of things, the longer they'll stay open. Alright, then we turn right at the bottom in towards the Chatsworth estate. Take a little ride up through the wonderful Chatsworth estate. Being careful of the sheep and the deer. Hello, sheepy. Now entering Enza. And we're turning left into Enza village. It's a very quiet little village. It looks like it doesn't go anywhere, and in fact I've only recently realised that you can drive through it. I always thought it was just a little cul-de-sac that I didn't want to upset anybody with, so you can just drive up. So just nice and steady, beautiful little village, steeped in history obviously with the Chatsworth estate. Look at some of these properties up here. Ah, stunning, look. There's some serious mowing going off there. Oh, house. Oops. That's how squashy the rear shock is. You have to take it off the stand before you sit on it. Because if you don't, the shock will compress, which leaves the stand strong, flirts you off the other side. I last came up here on the KTM 890 Adventure R with my mate on his 1250 GS, and it was very wet all down the other side, as it might be today, and it was actually quite scary on those bikes, because just kept thinking any minute now they're going over, and you didn't really want to be dropping bikes that size. The 890 is not too bad, still heavy. That might make a good photo down there. Yeah, if I sat on that now, it'd flirt me over there, look. So you have to take the stand off, lean it into you, and then get on. You can do this, look, as a little trick. So, because we're up somewhere steep, let me just show you again. Not steep, but fairly steep. If you were to come backwards with your front brake, gravity would pull your front brake away from you. So, if you leave your bike turned off, use your front brake and your clutch as your back brake. Then you can keep both your feet down. Not even needing any front brake, look. So just pinch your clutch a bit. Pinch it. There you go. Easy. I could just sit up here all day long. Just look at all this unspoiled land. But yeah, with it being such a light machine, it makes you look for the ones that are a bit more difficult. You know, getting down in those ruts that you'd otherwise avoid with the bigger bikes. Yeah, when I last came down here, this was like, it was just so slippy. And the clutch thing I just showed you with the coming back off something that's really steep will also work. Oh, that looks like we've had some big trucks up here. Yeah, all sides all scraped. Yeah, it will also work, obviously, going downhill. Let me just show you. So, engine off, pull your clutch in, let your clutch out a bit, just feather it, under complete control. So look at this, little folks. When you see a sign like this, narrow route, please proceed with care. Code of respect. Maximum speed 5 miles an hour. Group size 4 or fewer. That's if you're a car. Max speed 20. Group size 6 or fewer. Please respect all your other users. For the full details of Code of Respect, peakdistrict.gov.uk/vehicles. And it just opens up your countryside for you, folks. And then you see, like, the likes of this one here would have been a one years ago for whatever reason, But now it's been reclassified as a restricted byway, so you can't go up it anymore. Riding this bike's not about pulling wheelies or, you know, being a loon. It's just literally just going out, enjoying. Oh man, I love the countryside. I love the countryside so much. Hey! Yeah, it's a pleasure this is, you know. I'll have to get myself one, I think. When you look at this view, there's some Highland cattle up here, I think, if I remember rightly, that share this road with me. Oh, they're all down there, look. Gnarly than I remember down here. That was stunning up there, folks. And then you've got the beautiful Kerber and Froggatt Edge glistening in the sunset over there. I realised I've gone down to 1 bar of fuel. Oh dear. Hang on a minute. I reckon this were in Dead Man's Shoes. This junction. Sure of it. It bloody well was. I love it. Having to figure out which way to go purely to get fuel. Don't say this isn't a 24-hour. It's going to be about half 8, isn't it? Oh shit. Closes at 10, 4.3 mile. This is dodgy, folks, now. I've got to hope that this bike gets me to Hathersage. I'm panicking a little bit. Perfectly fine up road, this is. It's lovely, actually. I don't think I'll ever be as scared as I was when we were in America on the VFRs, coming down the Skyline Drive at dusk that very quickly turned into night. A road where bears roam the road. 130 mile long. No exits apart from the only exit at the end. Pitch black, no one else on the road apart from us. Most people leave there at dusk. We entered it at dusk. Yeah, flashing for 30 mile, all knackered. At the end of the day this is as well. Please don't break down. No ambient light at all. Just a pitch black sky of North Carolina. North Carolina or Virginia? I can't remember now. I think it was Virginia. Yes, it's open. I can see the lights on. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Oh my God, I was panicking then. I was panicking then, let me tell you. So that's all the fun I've had on this bike. It's only cost me 16 quid, and that's all it's going to cost me because I've only got it for another just under a week. Can't see me doing many more miles. Well folks, I'm going to keep you with me till I get nearer home to keep me company. Well, I can't see a bloody thing because I've got my black visor on. If it wasn't so dark, I'd go back down that lane that I came up on, but it's far too dark now. Right, I'm going to go folks so I can concentrate. If you happen to see this video, then you know I survived this treacherous journey home in the dark with my black visor on. Thank you very much for watching this little nonsense video on the CRF300L. It's a lovely little bike. These tyres stick brilliantly to this tarmac. I'll see you on another one sometime soon. Thanks very much for watching. I'm Richie Vida. Please don't forget to do your housekeeping before you leave. Drop a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Press the subscribe button and ring the notification bell. I'll see you soon. Be good, be careful. Be careful. And be kind. City.